So welcome back to the Odense Sports Park for second round action at the DANISA Denmark Open. Well, this is what's happened so far today. In fact, we've had 8 matches so far today, and all started with a huge shock with the reigning European champions, Astrup and Rasmussen, going out. Well, Nishimoto looking pretty impressive. That run of 10 straight points in that opening game really changed the momentum of the match against Brice Lourdes. So next up, we have another French men's singles player, Toma Junior Popov, up against Jan Jorgensen, the number 8 seed, the former champion. In fact, only one of 2 former champions in the draw, the other one being the Kidambi Shrikant, the 2017 champion here at the Denmark Open. Jan Jorgensen highly publicised that this will be his last international tournament. He is in the bottom half of the draw, and if you were with us earlier, you would have seen both those other matches that have completed in this bottom half, with the beaten finalist from 2 years ago, Cho Tien Chen, coming through comfortably against Nat Nguyen, and Kidambi Shrikant's champion here 3 years ago, beating Jason Anthony Hushu in 2 straight games. Incidentally, we will see the other men's singles match from that bottom half of the draw. That'll be the last match this evening, match number 13 in our programme. So it really is a very busy day here in Odense. And as far as the next 2 players are concerned, well, Jan Jorgensen, I was having breakfast with him a couple of days ago as Toma Junior Popov makes his way into the arena. And Jan Jorgensen said that he had no regrets about his decision. He was absolutely certain it was the right time to quit international badminton. And he was just determined. Listen to the reception from the fans. He was determined to enjoy himself here this week. No expectations on himself to perform, despite the fact that he is the number 8 seed. So, Steen, it will be quite a loss to Danish badminton. This man has had a wonderful career, former world number 2, former European Championships, European champions, 3 finals at European Championships, and I guess the most outstanding thing is the first and only European player to win the men's singles at both the Indonesian Opens and China Opens. That's incredible.
Fantastic career, and Lars Ure told on television a couple of days ago, maybe it was Ken Jonassen actually, that Jan had said to him his goal was to become the best in the world without being a beep-hole, and I think we can say that he's truly one of the nicest players on the tour, who's managed to stay close to earth. So really, really a good representative for badminton.
Yeah, a delightful young man, as you say. So he will be missed by Danish fans, but Danish fans are certainly hoping they won't miss him too quickly, because they're hoping he'll still be playing tomorrow. But he's up against the former European junior champion. But Jan Jorgensen, he's 32 years of age now, whereas his opponents turned 22 at the end of last month, born in Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, but lives and trains in France, represents France. It became the first non-Danish player ever to win 3 gold medals at the same European Junior Championships. He joined the likes of Peter Gader, Jim Laugerson, who's one of our colleagues with the local television network, and Thomas Sture Lauridsen, the only players in history to win the boys' singles, the boys' doubles, and the team gold medal at the same European Junior Championships. Well, as you can see, in the first round, he beat the Canadian, although Indian-born, Shankar, and that was in 2 straight games. Very comfortable opening game it was. Making his first appearance here at the Denmark Open Whereas Jan Jorgensen is making his 13th appearance. His first was way back in 2005. That was even before the inception of the Super Series. One, as I say, he's a previous champion. 10 years ago, he beat Taufik Hidiat, the former world and Olympic champion, in the final. He's twice been a semi-finalist as well, 2009 and 2012. Add to that another 4 quarter-finals. He's been very consistent at his home event. His first round against Felix Borsted from Sweden, a 19 and 12 in just 40 minutes of play. So, vastly experienced Jorgensen, but he did confess when we were all having breakfast together the other morning, Steen, that he's only been practicing 3 times a week and not altogether that seriously.
No. He'd been practicing much more and very seriously, but it was on the golf course.
You're right, of course.
Playing at handicap 8 at the moment.
Yes, he was saying he was, as we're looking at our court officials, he was saying that he wanted to represent his town because he's now living in Germany, isn't he,
Yes.
where his wife plays handball in the Bundesliga. So this is, in all honesty, is going to be quite interesting, given his experience, Jorgensen, against the exuberance of youth in Popov. I've only seen the French player play a couple of times. Is there anything we should be looking out for, Steen?
He's got a really good attack, in my opinion. Probably will suit Jan well that he's similar playing style to Felix Burs, that tall player that played yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
on my right, Jan Jorgensen, Denmark.
I also said that.
And on my left, Toma Junior Popov, France.
So the first ever meeting
Jan Jorgensen
between
to
these two
serve.
players.
Love all. Play.
Will Jan Jorgensen, the number 8 seed, make it through to an 8th quarter final at his home event, the Denmark Open?
Yeah, so we said on Danish television yesterday that it was all about how his body reacted to playing against Felix Burs yesterday. It was a couple of days since he'd played 2 matches 2 days in a row. So it's going to be interesting to see whether it will bite the body or it will sort of work against him.
That's a lovely angle from Popov.
2 love.
Missed it.
Love. Service over.
Well, his tall athlete is Popov. And sometimes for the tall athletes, getting down low like that is problematic at times, but he seems to be a reasonable mover on court, Steen. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, I think we can safely say that Jan Jorgensen read that one.
2-3.
Do you think he's as tall as Victor Axelsen?
Out. Service
Popov?
over.
That's probably a good estimate. We discussed it whether we really believed that he was like 196, and I still think that's a bit to the tall side. Challenge. Yeah, but we've seen different pictures here in the hall.
Popov
He was complaining.
Yeah, I don't. Now I think he's going to win this challenge. I wonder whether he's ever played on a court where you can challenge before. Has he?
I don't know. Jan says, "I know it's clearly out." But he was about to miss his challenge. Popov had been a more strict umpire because he used all the time complaining.
Yeah.
Correction
Way
out.
out. Yeah, very sporting of Jorgensen.
Play.
But you have to go through the process. You have to go through Hawkeye.
We've seen a couple of incidents where some of the players here are not necessarily used to play on a court with challenge, so they use the time of being frustrated instead of just taking the challenge. That was plumb on the line, though.
I need to just correct myself there. You don't always have to go through the process. The umpire could have overruled.
They could have, but we saw that in the game before with Bertrand Hornbeck, and he got in trouble because he was wrong.
Yeah.
That's well played, and that's perhaps one of the differences from yesterday's match against Felix Burstedt of Sweden, and that is that Toma Popov is, I wouldn't say an experienced doubles player, but he's a doubles player, as you mentioned, won the European Championship in men's doubles, and he's already in the quarterfinal in this tournament with his little brother, Christo, as they will have to play the second round match. So the flat game, where Jan is normally brilliant, we know that from his two victories in windy conditions in Indonesia and China, that he might be challenged there today.
Yeah. Yep, that's landed in. We shouldn't forget about his All-England final either, should we? Jorgensen, that was in 2015, lost out to Chen Long in 3 games.
And it's useful to play the flat game there, but in Indonesia it's absolutely crucial that you play good flat game. Wait, what was that shot? That looked like a slingshot.
6-7.
So 5 straight points to get back level for Jan or Jorgensen.
7-on.
That's just long.
Service over. 8-7.
That's careless. Yeah, Finnick Jonasson doesn't think much of it either.
9-7.
And since Jan has already quit on the national team, it's sort of like courtesy coaching from Kenneth Jonasson here. They talked about it before the tournament, what was going on, and Jan would like him to sit there, and Kenneth would like to sit there, so that was an easy decision.
Outmaneuvered there, Jorgensen.
Yes.
That's a very positive, aggressive return of serve.
8-10.
Oh, it's a good angle.
Service over. 11,
So to the mid-game interval. 3-point advantage for Popov.
Så er det der flader, så det høvler han med.
Ja, men det er fordi, der krydser først, så bruger han sin rækkevidde.
Så må til at vælge, hvornår han skal dumpe af.
Ja, men hold den imod midten eller long line, således at han skal krydse, så du kan være hurtig på den. Lige når du krydser, så strækker han sig bare, så er han god til at dumpe eller trykke forbi dig.
Han er god til at vælge det der.
Ja. Men lige den del på forbanen, det er stadigvæk, når du centrerer delen, så har han svært ved at løse dig. Altså det er, når du spiller lige ud til ham, så har han den vinkel der.
Det er en gang eller
Ja, lige nok.
Så bliver med at spille den ind til ham.
Spil den ind til ham, der er også fejl по кетча, не?
Само леко, бързо с китката, без се сили. Ще дойде момент, в който уршиш перото. И най-важното, като тренд играе бързо, всичките му пара са на тази височина. Просто трябва да дигнеш ръката. Трябва да му кажеш, шефа на корта страта съм аз. Перо всичко, което минава сам аз. Без се силиш, дръж го, изчакай го. Той ще вземе риск, той ще направи грешка. Спокойно, супер си, Томи. Давай, айде.
Popov's coach, his father, Thomas.
He switched to Bulgarian. Last time he was on court with Yael Oyo, he was in French. I could catch a phrase or two, but here I had no chance.
Well, you can tell us what Kenny Jonasson said to Jorgensen. Was there anything of significance?
There was. The first thing Jan said when Kenneth arrived on court was, "Hey, I'm getting my butt kicked in that flat game there."
12-9.
He's really good. And Jonasson then said, "That's because you crossed first, and he's really long, got a good reach. So just play it back straight at him or into the body." So I guess they're not going to go for long rallies and stuff like that. They're going to try and play a little bit of half-court badminton. Find the spots that you haven't really thought of when you're in the beginning of your career.
Oh, missed opportunity. Yeah, that was a golden opportunity.
11-12.
Yeah, into the lead for the first time. Jorgensen.
13-12.
Oh, good flick serve. That's landed in as well.
Please welcome technical officials for court number 2.
Yeah, plumb on the line.
14-12.
Eight of the last 10 points to Jorgensen. And it's gone long as well. My goodness, what on earth has happened? We saw an unbelievable run in the last match, didn't we? 10 straight points.
Did, and I think right now Jan is taking all the small easy points that lies there, trying to avoid playing longer rallies. And it was similar to his match yesterday against Burstedt, where he was down 8-3 and sort of then he had the read. This is a player he's never played before, so he's got to figure out, okay, what's his strength and how do my strengths match against his and his weaknesses and so on. Where can I get through? I'm not certain that he's going to win it, but he's definitely giving his best effort. That stayed in, that one there. A deceptive lift. And Popov is looking more and more frustrated, talking to his father and saying, "What's going on? Why isn't he playing badminton? It's all the service situation practice all the time." I remember one who was a master in situations like this, and that was the player he beat when he won this tournament in 2010, Taufik Hidayat, when he was in the fall of his career. He was still difficult to beat because he was so dangerous when you didn't put the correct pressure on him.
Yeah.
Wow, good smash on the serve there by Jorgensen. It was so high it went downwards.
Oh, this is a total and utter change in fortunes from the early stages. Since 7-10 down, Jorgensen has been totally in control.
Yeah. That's a good shot. That's not really a good shot. That's actually a really bad shot, but it's a very efficient shot because it lands close to the net. And look what happened to Jan Jorgensen. Look at that shot. That's not of high quality.
14,
but it forces
19.
Jan to take an extra step towards the net, and that is problematic. If Popov can make the court big for Jan, then he can get back into this first game. And I think he's got to get back here. At least it's easier to get back here because he's playing up against the drift a little bit.
Well, that's great skill at the net from Jorgensen, because Popov was ready to pounce,
20,
and he was so accurate
14.
with this one that the tall Frenchman couldn't kill it. Game point opportunities.
Service over. 15-20.
Missed it. Always challenging. I don't think he'll win that challenge. You're in a slightly better place to see that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, but I would challenge as well because there's this tiny little chance that it just caught the line.
Yeah, and at game point, if the challenge is right, then it's game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. But it was indeed
Challenge
out.
unsuccessful. One challenge is remaining. 16-20. Play.
This time, third opportunity is converted. 21-16 opening game to the former champion Jan Jorgensen. 17 minutes. Pretty certain Danish fans were a little concerned when he was 7-10 down.
Benene tilbage op i boks. Ja,
Bevægelsen bliver rigtig.
ja, men det kommer først bagefter. Det kommer først bagefter. Efter du kommer ind i det gode spil, og du bevæger dig rigtigt, så kommer løftet også, fordi så begynder han, og han begynder at rykke frem, og så er der også plads, ikke? Fordi du er højere op på forbanen. Ja.
Det er noget nu.
Ja, en lille smule. Selvfølgelig ned mod hans forhåndshjørne hurtigt, fordi der er lige den der lille sidevind den vej. Ja.
Jeg synes også, det der var hurtigt.
Jamen det derovre, det er også hurtigt, fordi vinden går jo lidt den vej, så det derovre. Men der, altså du så selv den, du lavede med baghånden, den kommer også ind.
Den drejer over
lige nøjagtigt. Men lige husk den del i forhold til at altså keep it tidy, tryk ham herover, så har han lyst til at spille den vej over mod den der.
Det går med i det der kortglans, altså det er jo ikke fordi, det har været specielt. Nej. Altså i forhold til i går.
Nej, men stadigvæk er delen herover, altså er du lidt, så skær den ned foran ham. Altså hvad er hans mål?
Han buller nu. Ja, kommer til at buller ud med råb og skrig.
Ja, og højt tempo. Ja. Ikke også? Ja. Ikke også? Altså så når det bliver det for blødt, hvor du løfter til ham, så der han sætter det op med angreb frem, og så buller. Jeg skærer ned foran dig, ikke?
Силиш перата, играеш по средата на ракета. Това е човек, който трябва да го наведеш. Тук мога да забиваш до утре, няма проблем. И на сервиза се концентрирай. Просто все едно играеш микс, бе. Изкарай хубаво ръката, цък и веднага готов. Само трябва да го префърлиш, не се вкарай в тази остра игра. Едно плоско да. Второ, префърли го. Изкарай се от тази игра, да мога да тръгнеш след това напред. Ей, то вари като танк. Вари като танк и продължава скоростта. Отпусти си ръката, не се дърви. Просто не се дърви. Все едно са ти дарил кутията като на тренировка. Отскочи.
So one game to the good, the former champion, Jan Jorgensen.
Service over.
Can you enlighten us to any specifics there, or was it general chat
No,
and encouragement?
they were satisfied with the turnaround in the first game and talking about what might come from Popov here, and they felt that he might come out firing and screaming at everything here in the second game. As I understood it, they felt that Jan was playing with the drift now in this second game here, and I think I have to disagree. The way I see it, it's the opposite way, but at least we agreed on the sideways drift that it is right to left.
Yeah. Well, just to be controversial and upset you, Steen, yesterday I definitely thought the drift was going towards Popov's end of the court, as we are now.
Yeah.
Service over.
Lucky net cord.
He let that go quite quickly, Jorgensen. He stopped almost at the middle and said, okay, no, I can't reach that.
Yeah.
Looked around, see, is there a taxi? No? Okay.
3-1.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's out of bounds.
4-1.
He'd actually played cricket as a youngster, didn't he?
Jan?
Yeah.
Maybe he did. He's
Yeah.
from Aalborg, and that's
He
a
played-
big cricket city in Denmark. There's, I guess there's
Yeah, it
a
was
joke about it, but there's some
under
playing-
13 levels
Yeah.
or something he played.
Yeah. Good lift.
Service over.
Making the tall man Popov move the full diagonal of the court.
Two, 4.
He did that to himself, Popov.
Yeah. Shouldn't have played the cross court, or
Oh,
just
that was way too soft.
yeah. Yeah, broke the strings of his racket. And Jorgensen knew it.
Yeah. It's so annoying. I just have to hit it.
Yeah, anywhere into court, it would have been a winner, because once the string has broken, there's virtually no control with the shot, and Popov was well aware of that.
One of the things we can say about Popov is that sort of to develop his career, in my opinion, he definitely needs to be more agile. He needs to emulate Victor Axelsen, who sort of set a new standard for how well a tall player could move on court. And I think he's got to try and do some of the same if he wants to continue playing high-level singles.
Yeah, I agree. Because I've been watching his movement very carefully, because right from the start of the match, when I said that I hadn't really seen an awful lot of him, and he was considerably taller than the last time I saw him play. So he must have been in juniors, and when I first saw him play.
Yeah. A very good start.
Yeah, I remind you, he was 7-2 up in the first game too.
Ja, lige nøjagtigt.
Distance. Thank you.
Nej, lige nøjagtigt.
He's going to try and block things and lift over. Popov had a variation here.
7-2.
Try and get back in it again.
Oh yes, that's clever. Very clever.
We had the same situation like before when I said Popov did that to himself. If that shot doesn't have the quality and Jan can play it sharp at the net, it's almost always a lost rally. That one.
Yeah.
It's a good shot by Jan, but it's the attacking shot to the front court, or the downward shot to the front court, that doesn't have enough quality. And this is where the movement needs to be bettered.
Guilty of not standing his ground at the net, Popov. Look.
But it's also difficult if the net shot is not good enough, because he's a tall guy, so it's not so easy for him to move backwards.
Sure.
Service over. 8-4.
Clearly long.
Good shot.
10-4.
Yeah, good use of the jamming smash.
Yeah. 11-4. Interval.
On cruise control at the moment, Popov.
Står lidt
point advantage.
Stille og så videre.
Ja, jeg tvivler på, at jeg kan stå distancen. Altså, jeg er lidt tvivl med, at jeg spiller 3 sæt. Altså, sådan, jeg begynder at blive usikker, og så bevæger jeg mig ikke. Hvis jeg går all in. Jeg står og passer lidt på. Det er også sådan, det skytter mig selv, det kan jeg mærke.
Ja, men det er også sådan, det ser ud.
Fordi jeg ikke lige ved, hvor jeg skal hen i tredje. Hvis jeg går all in her, så ved jeg ikke, hvor jeg står hen til tredje.
Okay.
Det er lidt nøjeren.
Men jeg tror, du skal mere se på, det er, når du sammensætter 5 gode dueller, så får du sådan en overtag, at så kommer der noget gratis fra ham. Det skal du selv lige vurdere her nu fra starten.
Det er til 5 nu.
Ja, lige nøjagtigt. Så lad os lige se den. Ja.
Det var bare til, jeg skal bare til 10.
дългите разиграване, да бъдеш спокоен, да търсиш разиграването. Отскочи, бодни, винаги си помагай с краката, ръката ще те следва, не да се силиш. В момента, в който се силиш, матчът не ти е прецизен и той тогава на бърза ръка и веднага ти игра отпред. Точно така, това. Но вече не си задай въпроси, играеш много добре. Не гледай какво става резултата, това ги играй, концентрирай се в себе си, играеш със себе си. Това е най-важното, мой Томчай. Супер си, давай!
Now, what was the discussion there? Something about whether they were going to go to the 3 games? Yeah.
Jan said he was in doubt whether he could go 3 games. So if he sort of gave everything here in the second and then it still went to the third game, he was doubtful whether he would have enough. But Kenneth made a very good point that he should see it as if he puts together 5 good rallies, then he gets some free points as well, because we saw that in the first game that Popov is going to get frustrated and a little bit bewildered as to how to proceed. So that's a very good point by Kenneth Jonassen, I think. So we're going to see if he can get back a little bit for free here in this second game, and I think if he doesn't get close, he's going to let it go. But the first 3 rallies have been exactly as they planned.
Yeah.
7-11.
Tim says now he's probably expecting that you're moving in. Sort of like silently suggesting that he should not move in this time.
Oh, that's a good net shot. Yeah. All 4 points since the mid-game interval in favour of the Dane.
And I think this, no matter whether Jan wins this second game or wins the match or whatever, but this is when things are working really well between a player and a coach, where they know each other so well. So there's nothing that doesn't need to be there. There's nothing reconfirmation of this or that shot and stuff like that. So you don't disturb, but you're simply there to help. And that's why I think some players that currently are without coaching and says, "No, we want to do it ourselves." I understand what they're saying, but once in a while, it might be nice actually to have one sitting at a chair behind you. That's good. That's a challenge, yeah.
Jan Jorgensen challenge is called out.
It should go in, is it? It will be out of part of the line if it's in. I think this decision and the next rally is important. If Jan loses both, then I think he's going to let the second game go.
Here we go. Yeah, out. Line judge got it absolutely right.
Challenges remaining.
Should have hooked it a little bit more.
8.
What's it called? Drawn it a little bit and gone. And it's a controlled shot.
Play.
Mm.
14-8.
Perhaps resigned to a deciding game now.
Yeah, he's 7 points up in the interval now. He's 6 points up again, so he's weathered the storm from Jorgensen, and I think Jan is going to let this second game go.
Yeah.
The difficult part of it is that if this goes to 3 games, then it's a much more confident Popov that comes out to
Exactly.
the decider. And you sort of get the feel that you could be the one who ends Jorgensen's career. Great play by Popov. Especially in the beginning of the rally, where he weathers the storm in these 2 flat exchanges and managed to put it all the way to the back line. Get Jan moving. Excellent play.
You know, it's always a fine line. I'm watching this and I'm sort of feeling, in a way, a little bit sad because it's not the Jan or Jorgensen that I've admired so much over the years, and I can understand why he's playing this tournament.
Yeah.
You know, it's his sponsors wanted him to play, saying farewell to international badminton. Playing in your home event is very special, I'm sure. You know, but for me to watch him play such a level down from the level that I recall and I've admired so much is, in a way, I'm feeling a little bit sad about it.
Yeah, that's what we see from a lot of players. Very few get to go out on a high note when they finish their career. One of them is sitting in front of us. It's Tine Baum watching the match here.
Won the All England Championship, her last ever tournament, 2013, was it?
That's right.
Service over. 20.
So game point opportunities.
10.
A couple of fistfuls for Toma Junior Popov. Yeah. One game all. Only 35 minutes into the match.
Second game won by
21-10.
Popov.
Second game.
21-10. One game all.
Yes, så er det her skud. Ja. Der er ikke så meget at tænke over, om hvad der sker, hvis der sker noget.
Altså, jeg synes stadigvæk, det er dine ben, der skal lidt på, og så den kontrollerende arm. Ikke også? Altså, det er fint. Det er faktisk en gang imellem lidt bedre at trykke blødt hen til ham. Ja. Så er han rimelig god i det andet. Ja. Og så stadigvæk det der med hold i lang tid, så det er ham, der skal krydse dig. Når du krydser lidt vildt, så er han rimelig stor, så bliver han bare stående.
Ja, lige banen.
Ja, lige banen. Ja. Men lige tilbage, farten ud, ikke? Ja. Når vi er i en god position, så spille. Og så kommer der plads til det der tryk, når du har spillet noget af det andet. Men hvis du bliver ved ude tryk,
ja, det er en god tid.
Så bliver han stående tilbage, men han skal lige være bange for din stopbold eller din overspilning.
Ja.
Ja. Lige giv dig selv der, du lige går ind. Ja. Hvor du skærper det i kampens hede, ikke også?
Det mangler lidt det
der.
Ja, sådan,
ja, men du forsvinder, du forsvinder ud.
Det er lidt jeg er lidt for tilfreds.
Ja, med hele, du bliver lidt sådan hurtigt tilfreds, når du lige laver et enkelt godt spil.
Ja, det gik i går også. Ja, jeg mærker, jeg er sådan lidt et lortested, altså, hvis jeg skal vinde. Ja. Altså.
Og det synes jeg, du prøver lige at...
Jeg har ikke været derinde endnu. Nej. Jeg skal se, om vi kan finde. Ja.
Ikke? Så må du blive sur på faren derovre, eller et eller andet. Ja, nej, men du bliver sur over et eller andet. Ja, pis, mand.
Тръгна да играеш, знаеш какво да правиш на плоски. Знаеш какво да правиш. Контрол спокойно, цак, префърли го и най-вече пасианс. Пасианс. Като се чувстваш солиден, бутник, хубаво с краката, насочи си перата, играта е при тебе. Играта е при тебе. Просто не дай да бързаш, точките сами ще дойдат. Много важно. От 21 точки идват една след друга. Не дай да бързаш. Когато той направи грешка, почиваш, цак, сменяваш перото, от тази страна перата излизат.
So third and deciding game. Will it be the last ever game for Jan or Jorgensen in his glittering career? He'll certainly need to play a little better in this deciding game than he did in the second. But and his coach seemed very relaxed in the interval there.
Yeah, he said that it's basically the same plan as in the first game, but it's depending on the legs and Jan says that he felt that he was perhaps in a little bit of too comfortable place. He was a little bit too satisfied, and that would not be good enough if he wanted to win this match here. So he won the match yesterday, got the first game here, and so on. But he's also sort of like at terms with it. This is perhaps the last game, and he could go all out. There's nothing that if he loses this, then it's over. So he doesn't need to conserve any energy. He can go all out now. It's the third game.
Yeah.
And then Kenny said, "Yeah, if you're not in the right place, then you gotta figure something out. Maybe you can get angry at his father or something." And Jan said, I can't do that. He's too nice.
Well, certainly the home fans here trying to lift the spirits as much as anything of Jan or Jorgensen. And they're absolutely delighted with this shot. So they should be.
And I think there was a phrase that perhaps is the same in Bulgarian as in French from Toma Popov to his son, that there was patience, that he couldn't force it, because if he forces it, then he runs himself directly into Jan Jorgensen's best shots. So it's easy to say, it's more difficult to execute it, actually. Well played.
Service over. Two, three.
It's actually working really well with these shuttle dispensers. I think it's working much better than normal. We should not change that if COVID restrictions are lifted.
Do you know, Morten and I were discussing that the other day.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Great innovation. Brought about by necessity, but very good for the sport. Players much quicker taking the shuttle from the shuttle tube. There it is. Shuttle dispenser, I should say. Yeah.
Short lift.
It still had to be dispatched.
Yeah.
4-3.
I feel that Jan has got to be ahead, or at least be very, very close throughout this game to have a chance to win it. That was one of the things they discussed, that maybe in the flat game actually played a little softer. And we saw that here, that then suddenly Toma Popov had to judge the speed himself, instead of, if Jan plays with pace, then he's getting pace back. And that's a credit to Popov, that he's really, really good in the flat game.
Service over.
Working hard is Popov.
5.
He is.
Not playing an awful lot to the back of the court, is he?
No, but that's also, I mean, if you and Kenneth are right that he's playing with the drift, then it's difficult to play with accuracy. And I'm still not totally prepared to give up my read on it, but I'm more likely to. Now I'm becoming doubt, because in the second game there was some situations where it was doubtful. I've just seen 2 games where I feel that the players on this near side of the court here have actually played better. That normally means they're playing against the drift. So I haven't really thought about what if it's the other way around. How can things be interpreted then?
Another one drifts along. Yeah, he's getting a little frustrated with himself, is Popov.
7-4. Service over.
Well, the young Frenchman has an extraordinary record, even though he's only just turned 22, because he's been in 8 career finals, future series events and international series events and challenger events, but he's won all 8 finals that he's contested.
5-7. Sorry, 6-7.
Crucial moment, this, in my opinion, because there's still too far left for Jan to be able to see the goal line, at least see it clearly. And now Popov is back level. That's a real positive for him. He played much better on the opposite side.
So on a run of 4 straight points, he actually goes into the lead, Popov.
8-7.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness me. Well, I have to say, the cross-court backhand from Popov really was a little loose. It was easily read. It was just before that.
Oi. Big save.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that backhand still there.
Timing and technique, big part of it. Look at that. Virtually no backswing.
No,
Still
exactly.
generated the power.
8.
Oh, that's nice. Popov, I think, needs to work on his net play.
10-8.
Simply too loose.
Yeah. You can't stay at the net because it is not accurate enough.
Oh, he's missed it.
Wow.
That's a bit of a gift for Jan Jorgensen. And on a run of 4 straight points, he has a 3-point advantage at the change of ends here in the deciding game.
That was important.
Lige 2 ting. Jeg vil se den indstilling, der lige har været her. Ja. Og ikke den, hvad kan jeg slippe afsted med? Mm. Ikke også? Ikke hvad du kan slippe afsted med. Jeg vil se den her, hvad der skal til. Ikke?
Jo.
Så er det godt nok.
Det føles bare så rart at slippe. Det må jeg bare sige. Og kæft, det er behageligt bare at sige tak for kaffe.
Men det forstår jeg godt. Men du kommer til at slå dig stadigvæk lidt bagefter, ikke også?
Det er godt.
Lige den der del. Husk, han kan spille baglinjen en lille smule mere, så når du trykker, så skal du lige stadigvæk tænke på farten, ikke også?
Казах ти, няма смисъл да забиваш. Смачът не ти е точен и перото ти излита бавно от ракетата. И не се надигравай с мен. Ако играеш на филето, остани. Не може да играеш 2 пъти подред. И като свалиш перото, имаш стъпи далече с кръка и продължи скоростта. Защото те къси, дето ги правиш, него не го затрънят. Балон в другия ъгъл, играта приключва. Трябва като тръгнеш да играеш бързо, продължи скоростта на перото и след това е спри. Разбали ме? И най-вече спокойно. Правата, не с диагонали.
So, the 3-point advantage for the former champion. My goodness me, that's a fast exchange.
We used to see Jan go to 13-8 here. That's why this rally and the rally before was so important, because, I mean, it was pretty much about luck, win them, and like Kenneth said, I want to see that Jan Jorgensen I saw in the last 3-4 rallies here. Not the one who tries what he can get away with. Jan said it felt so good to sort of let loose. So now he can see the goal line.
Yeah.
Now he can see the goal line, and he's got a lead, and he can spend a little bit of that lead and still be in it, unless everything breaks down and he starts thinking about, is this the last time, and so on. I think it's his, when he's seen the draw, it is his, deep inside he must look at the quarterfinal and say, hey, I could be saying goodbye against Anders. That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, it's 7 straight points, and it has put him in a very strong position.
14-8.
What was it I said at the start of this third game? That Popov needed to improve his net play?
Yeah.
How many times since then have we seen a net error or a shot from the net?
And the thing he did in the second game was that he just played a lift and made the court big. Oi.
Got to be one of the longest runners in the match. Thumbs his chest. Maybe breathing heavily, but it was worth the effort. And that perhaps the inexperience of Popov, because surely he must have realised in that rally his opponent was struggling.
Yeah. But not knowing perhaps totally how to deal with it, because the first part of the rally was great. There was the patience, and then he tried one smash and Jan got that back and so on. Eventually he had no counter-attacking possibilities, Jan. He was only was waiting for Popov to make a mistake. Let's see how it affected him, that long rally.
Yeah, well, his run of
Service
points
over.
does come to an end, but that'd have been 9 straight points.
9-16.
Good net return.
Service over. 17-9. Service
dear.
over.
Didn't really hit through that one.
10.
Could be close.
17.
Oh, good shot.
That's a lovely shot. A couple of gulps of air there from Jorgensen after that rally.
17.
And that long, long rally, that may have hurt him more than we suspect.
No, I suspect it hurt him a lot. Good service from Toma Popov. I think Jan's going for it now on the short service. Nope.
Yeah, it was just a half smash. You were talking about the fact that they'd discussed with the blocks and the pushes and the flat exchanges, take the pace off, and he did that with his smash as well. And once again, had the right effect.
12.
Three points away from an 8th quarter-final here at his home event.
Oh, that was wide. That
Service
was wide.
over.
Should not have taken that one.
13-18.
Good play. Good play. He really kept his calm there. Toma Popov, that was well done.
14-18.
It's so easy to push that one. It's also easy to make a mistake trying to block it. Really nice play by the Bulgarian-born Frenchman.
Oh, yes. Clever, clever play from this man, Jorgensen. Played what I would describe as a nutting shot. No pace. And Popov didn't know what to do in return.
14.
And absolutely came up into the hitting zone of this, a man about to go into retirement. Yeah, match point opportunities for Jan or Jorgensen. Well, one more point and retirement will have to wait for at least one more day.
14.
Here's Danis. An 8th Denmark Open quarter-final. He can hardly believe it. There, all smiles from the former European champion, Jan Jorgensen. What an effort. Yeah. And look at that. He was telling us at breakfast, Steen, that he didn't have that desire, but look what it means to him to win. It's meaning a lot. That's so good to see.
14.
Trying to play it cool that he didn't care anymore. This is a man that does care.
He said it on television yesterday that it meant a little bit more than he actually thought it would.
Yeah.
I think now he can retire happily.
Yep. Well, he's got another match tomorrow and he'll be against either Anders Antonsson, World Championship silver medalist, or Thomas Rosell. But there is confirmation of how he beat Toma Popov 21-16, 10-21, 21-14 in 2 minutes shy of the hour mark. So welcome back to Odense Sports Park here for the DANISA Denmark Open. Well, what a thrilling match for Jan Jorgensen, really pleasing the home fans coming through that match against the